I think I want to start the manga of Assassination Classroom today. I think I am, because I'm at that point with this series as where I was with Tokyo Ghoul. Like how Tokyo Ghoul interested me around the 3rd episode to where I just couldn't hold back any longer and I started reading it. That's exactly what Assassination Classroom is doing to me. I think today, after I am done with my daily reviews, like, you know, Food Wars, this Assassination Classroom review, when Dungeon Girls review is up, before Fairy Tail comes out, I think I want to read Assassination Classroom today, because this right here, this episode, this series, my god, it continues to impress me with its writing, to the meaning, to everything it does, and the enjoyability of the series, too. That's another plus when it comes to Assassination Classroom. And the way it dominates the rankings in Weekly Shonen Jump constantly with chapters is just, it shocks me, because I've heard there's some crazy shit going down in the manga, and I want to know. I really want to know. So I think today, after I'm done with this, I want to start reading, because there's like only 130-something chapters right now of Assassination Classroom, and I don't know what chapter we're on. Actually, I want to ask you, Chibi, right now, what chapter are we on right now with this episode of Assassination Classroom? If anyone could clarify in the comments, please, because I will start there, because if we're like on chapter 60-something, that's not much, actually. It's another 60 chapters, that's a one-day read. If I really buckle down and try to read something, that's a one-day read. Less than that, probably 4-hour read, 4 or 5 hour read, if I really try to, you know, read it real fast. So, please let me know. Let me know in the comments. Anyways, okay, let's talk about this episode of Assassination Classroom. We have multiple points this episode's about. For one point, let's, you know, do a brief summary, and then I will dive into it. So, one point is where Karma beats the assassin in bare hand combat along with using gas. Second part of the episode, you have it to where the girls have to infiltrate and sneak past the guards and figure out a way to continue onward, while Nagisa has to betray as a female, which is very fucking funny. And then the third part goes into where there's 2 muscle guys that's been hired, and they have to beat the shit out of them with stun guns and stuff like that to be able to continue on. And so that is a brief summary of what this episode's about. So let's get into some details. So the first thing I want to talk about the Karma scene. That right there, damn. That poor guy. I feel bad. I feel so bad right now for that dude. I really, really do. I feel so bad for that guy, because we come to find out Karma put mustard and wasabi up the dude's nose. And that doesn't just end right there. After that, which is incredible, like in pain. Like, I mean, if you've ever had wasabi, okay, you know how spicy that shit is. I wouldn't want to imagine how it feels up your damn nose. I don't even want to imagine the irritation you would feel if that went up your damn nose. And with mustard on top of that, oh fuck. And it doesn't stop there. Karma taped him up to where his mouth will stay open, and his eyes and stuff, and gave him ghost peppers. He's gonna feed him ghost peppers. That poor guy's gonna die. That poor guy is going to die. Like, you're gonna fucking die. Like, did you see how many ghost peppers Karma had on him? Oh my god. If Karma gives him like 4 or 5, that dude's throwing up. He's gonna throw up. He will straight up throw up. Like, he just, god. It's gonna be Gintama throw up. So, poor guy, he got wrecked. Like, that's awful, man. That's straight up awful. So, I don't think I really need to dive into Karma's development in this episode, because I think I kind of covered exactly what all his development really meant a couple episodes back. When, you know, he experienced his loss, I dived into that quite deeply about Karma, about what he went through, what he was gaining, what he learned, and stuff like that. So, I don't think I really need to dive in very deep with Karma with this episode, because like I said, I've already explained that a couple episode reviews back, and so it's pretty self-explanatory after this episode that what I said was kind of correct. He learned from his defeat, and he needed that defeat to be able to be like he is now. So, moving on. Second part. Nagisa. Oh my gosh. Oh god, that was a funny fucking scene of this episode. It has some meaning, too. I mean, it has some really damn good meaning in that part of the episode, besides laughing my ass off because Nagisa, our main character, our main male character, dressed up as a female Trap. Like, okay, Trap fans right now, any Trap lover, Trap fan, you're gonna laugh your ass off. You're gonna love this episode. This is for the Trap fans. Like, this episode is definitely for the Trap fans, because when you see Nagisa dress up in the female outfit, I'm like, oh my god, it fits so fucking perfect. Like, it's so shocking, because Nagisa in female attire, it fits. It fits so freaking much, and it's shocking. It's really shocking just seeing how much that outfit just fits with him. It really does. And this kind of has, I guess, I wouldn't necessarily say foreshadowed. I don't know if I could really say that, even though it has been mentioned before. I guess what I could say is this character trait has been mentioned once before about Nagisa, of how he looks like a female. It has been mentioned a long time ago, and I remember when I first started the series, I think in my episode 1 and episode 2 review, and even my manga first impressions when I reviewed the first chapter and got my first impressions of it, I thought Nagisa was a girl. I really did. I'm sorry. I really did when I first started the series. And I think everybody does, because the hairstyle to the character design, it looks a lot like a female. And so to see that, I just laughed my ass off, because the character trait that majority of us thought of when we first started the series turns out to actually be legit. And the mangaka, I'm guessing, is thinking the exact same as what we thought with the character design. So I like that. That little part was very nice. But getting into the meaning of that, the boy that was supposedly like the son of some popular dude in the business, showbiz, or whatever, this son, he had a little bit of development, which is quite shocking. I know, as I've said, repeated a lot, Assassination Classroom has these morals and talks about real life issues and stuff like that, so I'm not going to get into that. And that's what Assassination Classroom tends to do. But I'm wondering, like, what meaning does it serve to give this dude development? Like, why would the mangaka give this kid, this boy, that was introduced in this episode, that type of development, where he would move past his issues to where he realizes, you know, what he needs to overcome and, you know, be better as a person? I mean, he even gave up, you know, smoking. Like, he put it on the tray and he just walked off. So I understand that's a good thing. That's very nice, and it might have been a message for all males out there, which is probably the point of what that meaning of that part of the episode was. But why would the mangaka give development to a character like that if we might not see him again? So I'm curious. I'm curious if the person that was shown, supposedly the father that was really big in the show business, I wonder if he's going to reappear in the future. Like, if he's going to be a big person in the near future of Assassination Classroom. Especially for the son to get introduced like that. It makes me think something like that's going to happen. So, that's my theory out there. I'm assuming that boy, I don't think a mangaka, a writer, would do something like that. Especially with this type of series. I don't think a writer would. And the way I've been told that there's foreshadowing in Assassination Classroom, I've been told multiple episodes that there's some crazy amount of foreshadowing in Assassination Classroom. So I'm assuming that's going to be very important later on. So I'm going to hold my cards on that one. I'm going to remember that while I read the manga today and see. Anyways, next part, besides that, you also have it to where the guys, they beat the shit out of these two dudes. They stun them with a stun gun. They got wrecked, man. Like, when the dude walks out and calls them muscleheads and they're pigs and they're not even humans. They fucking get wrecked. Dude, that scene would have pissed me off, too. Like, if a boy came up to me and said that to me, or anybody, like, let's face it, if anyone in real life just walked up to you and said something like that, like, you don't know this person, you just straight up don't know this person, you're sitting at the door, and you're defending this door, you're hired, okay, and you are muscle, I guess, you're hired muscle, and you're just sitting here defending, and this boy just comes out of fucking nowhere and tells you that, puts you down like that, most likely you're gonna be pissed. Yeah, most likely you're gonna be pissed. The normal human reaction would be to retaliate and be kind of pissed off. So to see that, I'm like, my god, man, that's not right, man. Karma's evil, dude. Karma's straight up evil, but best boy. Karma is definitely best boy, but definitely evil, though, at the exact same time. So, that scene laughed my ass off. Next moment after that, the final moment with the cliffhanger of Assassination Classroom, we have it to where the gun-crazy psychopath is sucking on his gun once again. He just needs to press that trigger. But jokes aside, morbid jokes aside, I forgot to talk about that dude last week because rain last week, it fucking threw me off with my last review last week, so I'm sorry about that. I forgot to talk about the dude because the rain was just so damn loud, I couldn't concentrate. So, now I'll talk about the dude. The dude that was introduced in last week's episode and was in this episode, it seems like he's going to be the next person that our group is going to have to fight. E-Class will have to go up against. And this dude is just straight up a psychopath. Just sucking on his damn gun. I'm like, fuck, dude. Like, you the... That's... No. No. So, yeah, that dude is going to get wrecked. But he's a psycho, so he's probably going to do some crazy shit. So, yeah, I mean, that's my thoughts about... this episode of Assassination Classroom. Good to go watch Food Wars now. So you all have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.